everybody, it's the Two Dudes Podcast. I'm Rick, that's Kevin. We got another good one here for you today. Kevin, what's up, man?
Shit, man, I'm trying to make it do what it do. You know, I told you my week, working, getting adjusted, getting used to this getting off at 4:30 and having very little time for anything at all. But thankfully, soccer season's over this week, and so my evenings aren't as busy. Like, didn't get to fix the shower yesterday. But when we get done with this, taking that mug apart, going to Home Depot and getting what I need. So fingers crossed, I can get that mug done with no issues.
As long as they match up the part, you should be good. You said not much else going on. It's that time of year. Seniors are graduating. Tell me about any graduations going on in your family in the COVID era.
My nephew, he's graduating from center, go be at luckily there's still gonna be a Starlight. So we may be able to go, may not, I don't know. My brother's lazy, so I'll see whenever he lets us know something. But it has started. What we had talked about when it came to the draft and them letting the people on the inside of Goodell that was vaccinated, it has started. We're now, remember that one white teacher they showed the clip of, and she was like brown-eyed and, what was it, blue-eyed, brown-eyed people or whatever, and she had separated her class, teach the little white kids about segregation. The vaccine about to start teaching people about segregation again. Got invited to a graduation next weekend, graduation party. I was all hyped and ready to go. Been knowing the little boy since he was like 5th grade. Was ready. First one to say I was going, I was like, I ain't doing nothing. Might as well go show some love. Put a little money in his pocket, tell him I'm proud of him. Even though, to be honest, going to Catholic school really ain't that hard. But he did go to, I think, Rockhurst, so I think he actually earned it. So, he about to go off to college or whatever. Proud of the little dude. Next thing I know, the party invited was on Facebook. The tone of the change. Toward next it was, if you haven't been vaccinated, we want you to wear a mask out of respect for those that have been vaccinated, because we reserve the right, because it's our property to ask you to do that out of respect for those who have been vaccinated. Also, that's what we're doing now. So needless to say, I went from I'm going, so I can't go now, because I'm not going to be bothered with that shit. And sadly, that's the direction the world's about to go in. To where recently, new job, new insurance, I'm doing everything online. And what does it say? $10 face-to-face visit your doctor, $15 for a video visit. Is that what the world is now? Yes, it is, sadly. So it's about to be like that in more than one way than what people even realize. And sadly, a lot of us don't care when we really should.
Yes, we should. And like I was telling you, my insurance went up $77 each month at work. So insurance rates are going up. It's like, damn. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. If I shop around and by the grace of God find a cheaper insurance, then it comes, what do they call it? Pre-existing conditions.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm screwed there. So I'm locked in to this rate.
I'll say where you at.
Yeah. On a brighter note, in the COVID era, if you have children, it says here that monthly payments will begin June 15th, and they will run all the way until December 15th for parents who can claim their children as dependents. And you will either get a $300 or $250 benefit based on the age of your child. I believe it's 6 and under, 300, 6 and over, 250.
Yes.
So, yeah, this is one of the moments where I wish that I could treat my kid like the rides at Disneyland. Nah, he's this young, but the feds already know.
Yeah, they already got that social. They know what you're getting.
Oh yeah. And I misspoke a second ago. I said that the payments will go out the 15th. That's for those of us who do not put any of our information online with the government. If you have direct deposit set up with the federal government, yours will be in there on June 15th. So basically, this is Joe Biden's one up of Donald Trump. Oh, you gave him a couple of stimulus checks. I'll see your stimulus check and raise you a monthly benefit. When it's all said and done, these 6 months will turn out to be the same dollar amount. It's just a different way to handle it.
Basically, pissing contest is going to save the economy in some regards. You know, following lead of Canada, which has ever been a good idea to follow lead of Canada and anything outside of syrup. So, you know, it's just everything's going to hell in a handbasket. So when I was doing my taxes, it asked me, had I got all the kickbacks or whatever, the stimulus? And I was like, yeah. Then that motherfucker said, all right, well, you got enough credits. You don't get any more credits. I was like, well, damn. So imagine how many people that are doing their taxes right now that have gotten fucked by that and didn't see that coming. I knew some way, somehow, them stimulus checks was going to blow up on us in some type of way. Granted, I don't care if I don't ever anticipate money like that, but at the same time, that was a slick way to do it.
I look at it like we do in dominoes. All money ain't good money.
True.
They gonna get it back one way or the other.
But you got that one that 10, 15, 30, 40. You know, somebody tell me, why can't you stop them? There's only so much I can do.
True. All right. If you work for Warner Media, your job might be at stake. AT&T is selling Warner Media to Discovery and merging the two streaming services. First of all, nobody saw that coming. Second of all, Warner Brothers has been hurting for a while. They can't seem to get out of their own way. So maybe this little shakeup will help them out. Maybe it won't. What's amazing about it is it definitely won't be the last thing that we hear about this mess, because you told me today that Amazon is reportedly in talks to acquire MGM for around $9 billion. If Amazon pulls that off, man, they will be a major power in the film industry.
They go own the film industry. They do that, Amazon Prime getting everything. There's no need to send it to theaters. Amazon Prime.
I still say Disney's number one, because they got money hand over fist. They could buy all these companies 3 times over.
Disney just took a gut punch in the streaming era with what's about to happen. Amazon Prime is about to be on the level of Netflix. Let me explain to you
how much money Disney has.
Well, it says the thing though. You're looking at the wrong aspect. When I was talking about Disney as a whole, look at just their streaming aspect, what they got going. They just took a gut punch from what's about to happen with Amazon. Amazon took their Amazon Prime from being barely minor league to now they're the prime time player. Netflix is looking at them now like, oh shit, what are we gonna do now? So that makes me wonder, if AT&T made that move, are they gonna merge the Peacock with somebody? Or are they gonna try to buy some cell phone company that's out there just in the wind that can just blend them that much more? Remember, they had a monopoly on the cell phone shit for a minute and they had to drop the ball. That's how T-Mobile ended up going to Sprint.
Right.
Because they was about to buy T-Mobile. So the way I see it, AT&T has something in the works. We just don't know what. And with this whole Amazon move, that might change what they focus on.
But yeah, you're right.
That's going to be interesting. You said what?
I said, you're right. It's definitely changing the game.
Yeah. So this is far from over. This is going to be very interesting.
Okay, so going back to this COVID shit, I almost forgot to mention this. This is one that you sent me earlier in the week. Potential 300 colleges considering vaccines being required in order to enroll people in that school or those schools. That's really going to change the game as far as higher education.
Going back to segregation, like I told you, shit's about to be segregated. We about to see more schools closing because of this. Shit's about to be, instead of a black white, it's about to be a COVID shot or no shot situation. And they're going to have separate tuition. Online, going to cost you more than in person. That's how crazy it's about to get. So I'm waiting to see when it's all said and done, how does this play out? Who does what? How does this happen? And how do you just let this happen and not fight? It's just like nobody's going to fight. It's okay, just do whatever. Where all these soccer moms that to be mad about shit.
But can they fight it? How do you go about fighting it? Because it's like they're a private institution. They can set their own rules just like any business can, and that's what hurts.
So the way you fight it, you go to your capital. Like here, you go to what's our capital? You go to the capital or whatever, and you try to get at that money that the school gets from the state. That's what you do. You try to stop that cash flow, that assistance, because just about all of them get assistance. You try to stop that to deter them from doing that.
All right, so check it out. I'm going to go to something a little bit heavier, yet a little bit lighter. Did you ever watch Friends?
Yeah.
What did you think about the show?
It was funny.
I believe the same thing. But people are now coming out because, you know, there's going to be a reunion show on HBO Max, I believe.
Yeah.
And the special guest star list came out the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And people are in an uproar saying, there's no black people. There's no black people.
There's only one black person on the show.
Yeah, that was like 1 or 2 episodes, and that was it.
Oh, she was there for about 5, 6 at the most, but at the same time, she cute in the motherfucker. But whole nother story.
Wasn't Ross dating her?
Yeah. Joey at first, then Ross. So they treated her like a 2-bit whore, but you know.
Okay, but I'm just wondering why people are up in arms on this. There's no black people on the show. There's several shows that we have watched throughout the years that had little to no black people. I'm just going to name a couple of hit shows from the 80s. I like Knight Rider. I love Knight Rider. Okay, if you want to say the car was black, okay, that's about as far as you can go with that. Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh.
Everybody liked the Dukes of Hazzard.
Toward the end, Knight Rider had a black mechanic.
Toward the end, when the ratings were down.
There was one.
Okay, I'll give you that. Dukes of Hazzard. How many niggas did you see in Hazzard County?
I don't even know where Hazzard County even is, so I'm going to say none.
Exactly. But everybody liked them Dukes. And then our beloved show, The A-Team. You take away Mr. T, how many brothers was on that show?
They had Hulk Hogan. He was a brother. But see, the thing is, none of them had reunion shows. So the reunion show and all the heat that supposedly Friends has taken when they found out that Friends' idea was stolen from Living Single, and what part of New York was they from, because Living Single in New York had different colors. First of all, Living Single was in the Bronx. Friends was in New York. They was in like Manhattan and shit like that. They wouldn't wear the niggas, or they had coffee houses and shit like that. They wouldn't buy the niggas. So I'm not surprised there was no niggas around there. And it's just they expect the whole, well, you know, you're doing this reunion today's day. You should have black people. Get off. Go from the bullshit. Not everything's going to be PC. Not everything's going to be politically correct. And that's what they want to happen. And as if by them doing that, it's going to pay homage to Living Single. And that's just all talk from niggas that Friends was stolen from Living Single. Ain't no white person came out and said that. But, you know, we create our own narrative. So, you know, just to make ourselves feel better. Just like now that the chick who created Girlfriends got to deal with Netflix, all we hear is Girlfriends, she get a movie now. She's been on TV and said, I would love for Girlfriends to get a movie. I just need about $60 million to make it happen. I'm pretty sure Netflix did not give her money for a Girlfriends movie. The show wasn't that good, people.
You know how people say Friends ripped off Living Single? Mm-hmm. Would you say Girlfriends ripped off Sex and the City?
They was at the same time. So I wouldn't say they ripped each other off. They was the same time. Same
True,
concept, though.
Exactly. There's nothing new under the sun. That's my point that I'm making. Any comedy that comes out now, any kind of show that comes out, they've stolen ideas from other shows. There's nothing new.
Actually, I used to say Girlfriends was a knockoff Living Single.
Okay, but still, there's nothing new. It's always been there. I can turn on the TV right now, and I will either find a hospital show, a police procedural, a comedy, or some kind of reality show. Nothing new. Those four that I just named, you can't name anything different, because if you do name something, it's one of those categories. And that's just the way it is.
And like right now, a trend's going to where comedies will start getting cut. Where I looked at Channel 9, ABC's projected lineup for next season. They got more dramas than anything. You take away Wednesday night, no comedies. And they let you know Blackish coming back last season.
Yeah.
Some other show called Goldberg's coming back last season. And they only got like 3-4 comedies, 5 at the most. So everything about to go. It's like goes and shit. At one moment, every channel have comedies. Next moment, everybody have all these serious shit or whatever. Like Grey's Anatomy, after 50 years, is about to get a spinoff. Now? You want to do a spinoff now? Where was that like 6-7 years ago?
Exactly.
Makes no sense.
All right, moving along here real quick before our guests come on here. I want to get to some sports. All right, just 2 things tonight. First thing, this show is taped on Tuesday. Excuse me, folks. The show's taped on Tuesday. Tomorrow is the NBA play-in game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. Who you got, Kev?
You know, I thought about it long and hard. And I'm going Golden State. Fuck them Lakers.
Mine is simple. I agree. GSW. Gunshot wound to LeBron.
Well, I mean, it's Lakers ain't healthy enough. And that damn Curry boy, it just like, you could tell he didn't like last season. And now he's fully healthy. This season, he's been letting them know, as Eric B would say, Rakim would say, I ain't no judge. Because he's been snapping.
I believe that he's going to have a game among games. He's going to have a very high score. And isn't he the scoring champ this year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So look for him to put up 40. That you heard it here first. Look for him to put up 40. I know this show won't be out until Thursday, but read your morning papers, see if we right. All right.
He needs to put up 40 for them. If he don't put up 40, they don't win.
Sticking with the NBA, the Hall of Fame class came out, and here's the 4 mainstays that I want to bring up: Paul Pierce, Chris Bosh, Chris Webber, and Ben Wallace. Which name shouldn't be in there?
So that's where I'm torn.
I'm not, because I'm going to tell you, Chris Bosh shouldn't have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. Next year, you want to put him in, that's fine. Does he belong as a first ballot?
You want to spit the truth on that one?
Yeah.
You take away his sickness, he's not a first, or he's like Chris Webber. He's waiting about 5-6 years. Chris Webber should have been a first ballot, second at the most.
I agree.
He was disrespected by the league. He should have been in the Hall by now. Paul Pierce been a first ballot, second. Ben Wallace, I agree with him being first ballot, because his whole time in Detroit, when he was a starter, tell me when he was not the man in the league.
He was a beast.
And then, starter. He had a good stretch. They got a ring. He was a nucleus. Now, when he first came to the league, He was about as good as I was. But then about year 3, 4, he put it together and he had a run for the ages. He deserved it. He deserved to be first ballot. Outside of that, I just don't know.
Yeah, so it's been a really nice career for Paul Pierce. You know, win at KU, win as a Celtic.
For the record, I hated him at KU. I hated him. God damn, I hated him at KU.
Well, I've never been.
He used to do the MU. Used to piss me the fuck off. It's like we had no answer for his bitch ass. But then when he went to Boston, I was like, this Paul Pierce dude ain't too bad because he was balling. But if you look at the players at his position, I don't think he deserved to be first ballot. At least second. Unless there was no one else in his era that's up, they gave it to him. But there was someone else.
That's the question that I'm bringing up then. Has today's NBA stars, have they been watered down?
It's not that watered down, just the game has changed. Because I saw when they talked to Weber, or who was talking to Weber, and they was like, today's game for the big man is what you was doing in Sacramento. How would you fare in this game? And he said, this game, double all my stats from Sacramento. He said, double my stats, that's what I've been doing because I'm already doing what they just now doing. I'm like, he got a damn good point. He got a damn good point.
True. Speaking of Weber, in that Michigan Fab Five, how many of those 5 starters from Michigan should be in the Hall of Fame besides Weber?
None. I'm glad to see that him and granted, I hated that his mom had to pass, but it was dope to see him and Jalen finally back cool. It was dope to see ESPN do a piece on him getting to the Hall, and Jalen was the one, you know, emceeing it, and they brought Weber in to talk about it. That was a beautiful thing to see. That was dope.
So you don't think Jalen Rose should be there?
To die for that to happen.
So you don't think Jalen Rose should be in the Hall?
No, he wasn't good enough.
Juwan
now,
Howard.
If they had a Hall of Fame for the 6th man, yeah, give him that.
Juwan Howard.
Juwan Howard never had a career. Let's be real. He never had a career.
All right, I'm not going to worry about Jimmy.
Jimmy King and Ray Jackson.
Yeah.
It's one of those things to where when everybody's great, someone has to take the L. That whole team was great. Jimmy King got to the league and got washed out because he went to Vancouver. Ray Jackson never got drafted.
I agree. I think, and this is just me, but I think the stigma of Weber calling that timeout against North Carolina carried over into the NBA. What's up, Big Show?
What's happening?
Oh, not much. Ryan, Kevin Ryan.
What's going on?
How are you?
Yeah,
I don't know what that timeout was. I don't know if that was a carryover. I don't know.
I don't think
I can't see
that down. So before we get to the main topic while we're waiting on Troya, Ryan, we were just talking about the NBA Hall of Fame class, and Paul Pierce, Chris Bosh, Chris Webber, and Ben Wallace. Do you think all of them deserve to be in the Hall?
I'm not an NBA fan, so I'm the wrong person to ask.
Okay.
I'll say with Paul Pierce, yes, because he's a Jayhawk.
Oh. Now, I'm neither hot nor cold on Paul Pierce. I just believe that Chris Bosh, it should be another year. We should not have to hear his name this year, but I believe that the league is watered down as far as the talent pool.
Yeah, I've never really been an NBA fan.
Yeah, I know who the fan you are with all them pictures behind you.
Yep. I love college ball, but the NBA, I just never been a fan. They don't seem like they have the same heart once they get paid.
Yeah, once they get that check, a lot of them change.
Yeah, it's not the same.
That TV money has definitely killed the game.
Yes, sir.
It's killed football too, so you know that TV money is killing it for sure.
It's in the process of killing it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need Troy to hurry up because that 30-minute time limit kicking in here. But real quick, before she does, do you got anything else, Kevin?
I don't know. I mean, we can, since your man's done pulled up, like he's a good football fan or whatever. You know, I see some nice shit on his wall or whatever. Clearly, like he know the right team to support him, like your punk ass.
That's right.
Hey, look, in HD today for you. HD.
Yeah, it's still the wrong thing in the background there. That's all. I tell you, go catch a rash. You keep leaving that damn thing up there like that.
It's wrong in your eyes, your young eyes. It'll be okay though.
Nah.
Hey, holler at me when you get ring number 3.
Hey, holler at me when y'all can win a playoff game.
Hey, apparently we have won playoff games because we have 3 rings.
Back in the 70s, don't count.
Here's the thing.
Don't say anything about living in the past. If you go,
no. Here's the thing, because he don't want to listen. Will you tell him today's fan is a novelty fan? They don't know about the Raiders getting rings and going to the Super Bowl.
That's right.
They only know about the ring we just got. They don't know about the other ring. Novelty fans don't pay that shit no attention.
I would agree with you if it was any other team, but you got to understand, Raider fans are hardcore. They know the history of their team.
See, that's where you're not listening. I said novelty fans. Novelty fans like my little brother that follow a player, not a team. Like how you got kids.
I can't stand those kind of players.
But that's
rather you support a whole team.
Every sport outside of baseball is novelty fans now. Like my daughters, they loved Jordans for a minute before they got on Vans. They ain't seen a clip of Michael Jordan. They just wanted to wear the shoe. That's how these fans are. They motherfuckers don't know who the fuck Lynn Dawson is. They just know Mahomes. They don't know our Southern when we had Steve the Bird, Tyler Thigpen. They don't know about that shit. Just like they don't know about y'all when y'all won y'all Super Bowls. They don't know y'all. They don't know who the fuck Bo Jackson is, and that's one of y'all best players. They know y'all motherfuckers had Jerry Rice. They probably think Jerry Rice is a Raider, not a 49. Because they fucking novelty fans. They don't go back. YouTube is a great tool and a wasted tool when it comes to sports because these fans don't look at shit like that. They look at the little bullshit that's going on now.
They do.
Yep. That's exactly right.
They don't know nothing about that other stuff. So it's just, as I say, whenever you bring up how y'all got 3, we got 2.
Yo.
But here's the thing. I'm not talking to a novelty fan now. I'm talking to you.
Yeah, but I'm telling you how the world is fan-wise. Yeah, we know our shit. But you have to realize the masses doesn't. The masses going to be like, okay, AFC West got 1 championship between 4 teams.
Here's the difference in my mind is that, okay, you're saying you have 3, we have 2. We only had 1. We weren't talking to the teams that had 0. Like, we got 1, you got 0. And ours was back in 1960, whatever.
That's true. Hey, leave the Chargers out of this. Leave them poor Chargers out of this. They'll get 1 eventually.
I mean, if people right here don't know Barry Sanders existed.
Then that's sad. One of the greatest running backs ever.
How the league is now. The league got fans that go just to tailgate. Oh, fuck it, I'll go watch the game too. Don't know what's going on. The thing that disgusts me, you go to a football game and you see hella people there with college jerseys on. You like, you know you at an NFL game, right? Oh, I just wanted to grab the jersey. They got on a college jersey, or they got that jersey on at Walmart that's a t-shirt. I'm like, I'm gonna need you to stop. I just need, please stop.
And I will say this about the Chiefs. And by the way, player 4 has entered the game. What's up, Kaz?
Here we go. What's going on?
Not much. I will say this about Chiefs fans.
Big Joe.
They are like Raider fans in the fact that their fan base is diehard. If you go around the league and you look at a lot of these other teams, look in the stands of the Cleveland Browns game. I don't care how good the Browns are. They suck fan-wise. You look at the Vikings or even the Colts, or I could name a couple dozen teams that have pretty much fair weather fans or barely their fans.
Well, see,
I can respect the Chiefs fan
Here's
base.
What, in my opinion, here's what benefits us. Here's what benefited y'all when y'all was in Oakland, now in Vegas. Fans like in Cleveland, you got hockey, football, and basketball to choose from. Kansas City, we have football, baseball, And if you want something else, you're a Jayhawk fan. They disrespect MU and Columbia for whatever reason. When you was in Oakland, all you had was the Raiders, you had the A's, and all of a sudden the Warriors brought it on, then they'll let you know, oh, the Warriors ain't in Oakland. They didn't go, they over here. So it's just, that's why they built their arena away from Oakland or whatever.
Well, the reason why they're called Golden State is they're Oakland, San Francisco.
You get what I'm saying, though. Yeah. A lot of teams, the more sports options they have, somebody who's horrible, they fall to the wayside.
True.
And that's what, like Cleveland right now, they fans just now realizing, oh shit, we got a tank. So I guarantee you, this season they'll probably sell out more games. But year before last, they was about 75%.
Now, I would say back in the 80s in Cleveland, the Brown was rocking.
Yeah, because they was winning then.
But a lot of people don't know that was when Marty Schottenheimer was the coach. You mentioned Marty Schottenheimer now, they're just like, that was the Chiefs coach.
That's because that's a novelty fan.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But it's just a choice. LeBron with the Cavs or watch the Browns on the near player on the team. You're going to give your money to LeBron.
Yep.
That's a wasted.
Even when he left and came back, he was selling more tickets than what the Browns were.
That is also true. All right, let's go ahead and start this hot topic. Let me know if I leave anything out, Kevin. Kevin and I have this friend that we've known for at least a decade. I'm pretty sure it was longer than that. Because I think we've known her a lot longer than Darian has been alive. So it's been more than a decade. Because he doesn't turn 11.
Let's say close to 15 years.
Now, you have that kind of rapport with this woman for a while. You can talk about anything, this, that, and the other. Nothing romantic, just a friendship. And then one day, out of the blue, what was that message that we got?
Basically, out of the blue, got a text saying, got a lot going on. Out of respect for my dude, I got to cut ties with y'all. Y'all understand. Y'all know how it is. And I'll holler at y'all later. And that was the end of it.
So my question at hand is, a lot of questions. Is this a toxic relationship? And is this something that, because in my eyes, it's like, what the, can you have a friend that's the opposite sex while you're in a relationship?
Well, I mean, there's different. Go ahead, Van.
No. I was just saying I had to unmute myself.
I gotta shut my window. I can't hear y'all. Hold on.
You can. The way I've always been, like when I was in a situation or something, we're not about them new friends. We're not about no new friends, no shit like that. Unless I met and know this person. Otherwise, we go stick to the core that we got and we go keep it rolling. But at the same time, when it comes to females, they can get slick and they can make things look situational in a way that is really not, just to put their dude in place. So we don't know what was said, how it was said, but there's a possibility things might have been said in a way that wasn't too friendly, shall we say.
That's true. How do you feel about this, Cass?
Go ahead, Show. You were going to start.
I was just going to say you can, but I mean, there's a lot of mitigating factors, I would say. Like, is one party making the other party feel untrusted? I mean, what's the scenario? How close is the friendship between those two? I think it depends. Like, I mean, my wife, she wouldn't give a shit if I have girlfriends, on the side. I mean, hell, we joke all the time. As long as she can do dishes, I can have as many girlfriends as I want, I mean, but that's, 26 years of marriage, knowing that we ain't going nowhere, we'll stay together.
Side note, Ryan, side note, don't bring a woman home saying, it's okay, she's here to do dishes. You will catch a skillet.
Oh, no, 26 years, I know. You'd see her on America's Most Wanted, and I'd be dead somewhere.
Okay,
so problem from being 26 years old. That's major.
So on the dude's part of this relationship is we've already established that it may or may not be a trust issue. Is it also manipulation and possessiveness?
So the female is your friend, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's just a example. It could be any. You could flip flop it any way you want it. Male, female, don't matter.
I mean, I would just say that it would have to be, it's based on experiences, man. I think it comes down to experiences, whether it be one side or the other or both. Because I've seen marriages and relationships where both sides were throwing down on both ends. And then I've seen it where, you know, it was happening on the other side. To be friends, I think if you've been burned, especially maybe more than once, I think having a friend of the opposite sex for that particular person, I'll be honest. For me, I've been married now 13, 14 years now. So not scratching the surface with Big Show, but 14 years after a while, it was just like, you know, we kind of have it established that friends have a place.
Right.
And just like us, you know, it's always been a situation where nobody comes to the other person's house without making sure the brother's home. I'm not showing up at Big Show's house, whether me and Susie are home slicing beans or not. I'm not showing up at Show's house if Show ain't home. I'm not showing up at you all's house if you aren't home. I think me and you years ago actually had that experience.
Yeah, we did. And that's just when I was married to Kay.
Yeah, and she was, that's silly. That's stupid. It is, but y'all think something gonna happen? Hey.
It's a respect thing. It's a respect thing.
And on both sides of the line, the other side could say something silly that could stir the pot a little bit and make the other side think, okay, did they?
Yeah, anything can be taken out of context.
So
and in any arguments, anything can be said, and there's things you cannot take back.
That makes me think of when I was married. We went to a birthday party, and I was taking my daughters to my mom's, and me and the missus was in separate vehicles because I met them at the birthday party. But we was going back to her friend's house, hang out, chill, have drinks, you know, just chill on the Saturday. We pull up, and I was just like, all right, I'm about to run them. I'll be back. Are you going in the house? And I was like, because Marshall's in there. He's woke. Now I'm going to wait on Monique to get here. Then I'm going to go in. And I was like, why you go sit and wait? Just go in. But I guess she was on that mindset of, I can't go in till my girl's there. I thought it was crazy as hell. I was like, he ain't looking at you like that. You know, that's my guy. You know, go in there. But I get it hearing it from y'all point of view.
Yeah, it's a respect thing because I know that, you know that, but we still want to make sure that we don't leave any door open or anything to chance. And that's just the way it is.
Because with us, with the way it's been for these decades, when it comes down to brass tacks, in the end, it's always been us.
Yes, sir.
We've always been us. So in order to continue to always be us, we make sure that we don't do anything that could even spark something to uprise. So it's I don't know. Like I said, it also comes down from experience.
So would you say in the situation that I brought up earlier, would it also be a form of mental abuse?
Oh yeah. It could be. As I said, it comes back down again to the experience. My experience, I can say from my perspective that after being burned, like I've been burned, that it's true when people say that people bring luggage. What is it luggage? Is that the statement that they say? Baggage. Yeah. Yeah, their luggage, baggage, backpacks, whatever the hell.
Yeah. Yeah. Coin purse, fanny
Some
pack,
people
and all
do.
that.
Ziplocs. But I know, to be honest, when I came here east, I was carrying some, and I had to clean that out. So I had to clean that out because I knew in the back of my mind and in the front of my mind, this is whole new territory. So you don't need to be. But when the burn, depending on how severe the burn is, I think it takes a little bit more. So it's mental, because you then get into something and you put it on to the next person that you're with. And I think I kind of did that. It was just, listen, I saw this happen. You got to be careful. No, you can't do that. No. And what was crazy is, see, you two don't know Show like I know Show. And when I see his marriage, that's something that I'd die for. I would love to have that relationship. They have got the most wide open, relaxed, joyful, exciting. I always used to compare them to the Connors. It's always open. I'd love to have that. Back then I was dying to have that. That if you guys could see that, man, it's beautiful.
Respect to that. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So I got a question. I got asked this about a month or so ago. I think I asked Richard this. So y'all married or whatever. Your lady go to the mall. She's going to buy some shoes.
Oh shit, I remember this question.
She's going to buy some shoes. Random person behind her tries to hit on. She's like, no thanks. I'm just saying, she basically shuns them off. Then she gets up to the rush and the guy goes, she's not paying for those. I'm going to pay for them. Pays for the shoes and walks off. Do you want to know or do you not want to know?
Let me answer that first, because I can tell you what would happen in my case. He wouldn't pay for them shoes, and she wouldn't have none of that. And she would tell me whether I wanted to know or not, and I would be glad that I knew.
But would she be wrong for taking the free shoes?
She would.
That's the question.
But I already know my wife. She wouldn't.
I said if it was me, and if I was Rosenberg chick bought shoes for me, if I'm with somebody, I'm gonna take the extra money and buy her a pair of shoes so we both happy.
Until she asks, how'd you swing both of them pair of shoes?
I'm gonna tell her, hey, this is what happened. I took the extra and I took care of you.
And she's gonna be looking at you cross-eyed for the rest of your life, because she gonna think, oh, you just got that for me so that you can make up for feeling guilty. Don't fall in the trap, bro. Don't fall in the trap.
I'm gonna soften the blow.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Trust me.
I wouldn't see it the same way at all if that happened with Susan. That'd be great. That's more money I can buy fishing equipment with, or whatever else. She would tell me too. She'd probably turn on the back and buy me a pair of shoes and bring them home.
See, a female friend of mine was like, I'm either gonna buy the outfit to go to these shoes, or I'm gonna give my man a pair of shoes. Then I thought about it, I said, since we really don't pay attention to stuff, you could get away with that and we would have no damn idea.
True.
See, I sort of see it like Rich. I'm on both sides. I see it like Rich. My wife wouldn't let it happen. She would nix it in a heartbeat. But I'd be like, well, first of all, he wouldn't be doing my wife any favors, because my wife is low maintenance. So he'd be pulling change out of his pocket to pay for whatever she gets, because she probably look at him like, you ain't shit. You gonna pay for these? Yeah, wait, let me go back to the shelf. If you go cover something, let me go back and get this. That would be her. Just she's low maintenance. She's low maintenance. But I think I'd be like, yeah, go ahead. I think I'd want to know. To answer your question, I'd want to know, but I don't see her doing it. She's I don't know a better word to use, but dedicated. She's too dedicated to me. She would think anything like that would be sort of crossing the line in her eyes.
Now back to the original issue at hand. If person A cuts ties with all their friends of the opposite sex for the person in their relationship, what do you think the long-term effects are on that kind of a relationship?
Resentment for sure.
Wait, say that again.
If the person severs ties with all their friends that are of the opposite sex just because they're in that relationship, what kind of effects do you think that would have on that person long term?
On the person that cut ties?
Yes.
Oh, I can answer that question too, because you probably don't remember when I did it. Remember when I married Miss Holier Than Thou?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were partying, we were drinking, we were smoking and the whole 9 yards and grilling. And then she came on the scene and she was partying and watching us and hanging out. And then she said, and then I said, and then next thing you know, I didn't see y'all for a while, for a long while. I stopped cursing. I stopped drinking. I was going to church 3 times a week. Yeah. It does a scar, but in the end, it all comes back because we all go too far back, but it is a scar.
Yeah, because you do miss that time with all your boys or your girls, depending on what sex you are. But
yeah.
Now,
so that's my answer.
Is there something that can be changed within the relationship for both parties, or does there need to be a breakup in that particular instance? Do you think that this is a toxic relationship when you have to sever ties with all your friends because that other person says you need to do that?
I would say
think
yes.
It's a toxic relationship.
I would say it's definitely a toxic relationship, but I mean, with any relationship, be a friendship, business partner, soulmate, communication is key. If you don't communicate, you're never going to get what you want. A wise man once said, you never get what you don't ask for. So if you don't have that open communication to begin with, that relationship is going to falter. A relationship has to be built off a solid foundation. And, and it takes a lot of work. I mean, it's not easy staying together for so many years. I mean, did my head get turned by a beautiful woman walking down the street? Yeah, I'm blooming, but I know what I got at home too. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a toxic relationship. If that person goes into it without the communication, and in my personal opinion, then it's not gonna last.
Okay. What should or can somebody do to get out of that kind of toxic relationship?
I think that depends on the existing scenario, because I honestly can say that as long as she and I were hanging tough together, that's how long you all were out of the picture. And then when reality set in, that's when it all picked back up again. I think it depends on the person, because it's easier said than done to say, okay, this ain't cool. So I think I need to just go ahead and cut ties. When, if you had just been dating maybe a year or so, the possibilities could be there. But, you got 3 or 4 years involved, and I don't know.
Now, piggybacking on that, Kaz, should you sever ties with that person? How do you go about repairing your potentially damaged relationships with those friends? And Ryan, jump in there too.
Well, it depends, because see, the key word again you said is friends, because in my case, in that case, I didn't have to repair shit with y'all.
That's true.
We communicated, we retied up, and next thing you know, we were right back here at the table playing dominoes,
We
smoking
just picked up like it was just another day.
Swisher sweets and any alcohol and liquor we can get, and barbecuing on Sundays for football games and Tecmo Bowl.
And that's the point I want to make there. If it's real friends,
yeah, that's
they
how
always
far
gonna
back
be
it
there
goes,
for
man.
you.
It was Tecmo Bowl, man. Yeah.
You niggas is old.
Hey, those were the days. I won every
Yes,
game.
sir. That's the only time I would play
Hand
with
off
Raiders,
to Bo
because they had
Jackson.
Bo Jackson.
Oh, cheat code playing having ass though.
No, it wasn't a cheat code.
No, there were
Hand
no
off to
cheat
Bo.
codes back
You
then.
didn't have to with Bo.
There's no cheat codes with Bo.
Everybody
Bo
knows
Jackson,
you
man.
got San Francisco because Jerry Rice couldn't be called. You get the Giants because Mark Bavaro called everything at tight end, or you get Bo Jackson.
And I had Bo Jackson. Enough said.
He had Bo Jackson every Sunday. And as
There-
long
there's-
as
there's
he
a
was
clip.
playing, nobody got Oakland.
There's a clip from Family Guy where he gets the Raiders. He runs all the way back to the opponent's end zone and just dances around messing with them and goes all the way back to his end zone. Oh, let me just stop here. I'm going to eat something real quick. No fair. You cheating. No, I'm not, Quagmire. Touchdown. Bo. That's just how it was. Not a cheat
But
code.
yeah.
They didn't have cheat codes back then. I was just
No, they
fortunate
didn't.
to have that man on that team.
Do you remember the name we always heard every Sunday? JJ Burton. JJ Burton.
Yeah, man.
JJ Burton. JJ Burton.
Shit.
Every Sunday, JJ Burton. JJ Burton.
I
And
reckon
again,
they had Chris McCoy on there. He was kind of hard to get down somewhat.
Mhm.
He wasn't Bo.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't Bo.
But I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer that question because in my scenario, it all worked out for the best.
All right, so let me come to you as we wrap this up. The person that you would potentially break up with due to this situation, is it possible to be friends with them once you're separated or broken up?
No.
That was pretty cut and
So,
dry. Ryan?
Is this the person that you were in the toxic relationship with?
Yes.
I would also say no, because there'd be no reason to have a relationship.
But see, I can split that hairs too, because
But you guys have kids, right?
yeah, which was
That's the growing factor. You can't get rid of them that way.
yes.
That's, I mean, if there's nothing gluing you together or tying you together still, pick rocks.
Yeah, once you get a certain age, you got enough friends. You ain't trying to keep no stragglers alone. It's one of the things where so all you gotta do is see what you did. You know what I'm saying? Like me having an ex-wife now, if it wasn't for kids, we probably wouldn't talk to each other. Because all you do is get reminded of should have did this, should have did that, or you should have did this, you should have did that. So like it's no reason for that or whatever. So you might go. That's where, as we said before, that's where the baggage comes in because you just keep lugging it along. No, you gotta cut that shit. Get them scissors, cut it, roll. You know, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, and even though it's been over a year now, your divorce is so new. There's so many things that's gonna come around that corner, bro. It's just gonna blow your mind. This is gonna happen.
Bro, like I said, I keep to myself. I ain't got time for these stragglers. I got tunnel vision. I ain't got time for nothing right now. People are still amazed that me and her are cool. Oh man, I was like, I ain't got time for all that. I ain't about to make up unnecessary anger, this, that, and the third. I do what I do me, and I just keep it going. You know, however things, because you know, y'all told you she calling and snapping at me, and I'm just like, okay, all right, I'll talk to you later.
That's what I'm talking about. That's gonna happen, and as long as you just blow it off and be like, yeah, whatever, I'll talk to you later, that's gonna be fine because that will go away. I will tell you what, me and my ex-wife, we get along now. We cool. We can talk about anything. Hey, no sweat now. You know, that's ancient history, and when I say ancient, I mean real ancient because I done been with Heather for how long now? So it's like a whole new person, whole new life. But you'll have to get to that point. and you will, and because you have kids, you will always have those ties. Ain't no two ways about that.
Now, once I get 18, I'm done with all three of them.
It don't end like that, brother. That don't end.
See y'all.
Man, I'm still talking. I'm still dealing with my kids, and they're up in their upper 20s and 30s now.
That's because you got a heart. I'm cutting mine out. When they get 18, cutting it, everything gotta go. I'm gonna pack up the Milan and just roll out.
But I have to tell you, I'm seriously a heart attack, man. If I could have, if I'm happy, of course, with my marriage the way it is now. But I'll tell you, if I could wish for a marriage back then before I got remarried, that man down below me, that's the relationship I want. That's to me, that's perfect. That relationship right there is perfect.
Yeah, Big Troy, how you feel about that?
We got y'all hoes, man.
Can I just say, when your name pops up on the screen, instantly the theme song played in my head.
Tell them how we met, man.
Okay, so I started dating his sister-in-law, and one night she took me down to his house, well, to her sister's house, and I'm sitting out in the car, and it's dusk, so I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and I'm just looking around, and all of a sudden, this big white dude comes running out to the car, and I'm like, the hell Big Show running to my damn car for? And as he comes around to the passenger side, I look and I'm like, they said he's 7 feet. He ain't no damn 7 feet.
You do have like a resemblance to it and everything. That's wild.
Yeah, I've actually been stopped and asked for autographs.
Oh shit. Wow. So have you cut all your hair off like he has now?
Nope.
Damn, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Hey, side note, true story, and I can't get this out of my head because me and my wife occasionally we talk wrestling because she used to watch wrestling back in the day too. One of the many things that I love about her. We got on the subject of Hulk Hogan, and then all his ring interests. Way back with the feather boa, and for whatever reason. And it's all her fault. So I'm telling you on the air, Heather, it's your fault. I still cannot get I Am a Real American Hero out of my head. It's playing every morning now for the last 3 days. I just want to grab a scarf and just wrap it around my neck and just walk down the hall.
But if you like Jimi Hendrix, you like Jimi Hendrix, go to WCW when he was coming into Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, I remember that one too.
Man, what y'all said was
she didn't remember Real American Hero. And because she didn't remember that, we pulled it up on YouTube, and that's why it ended up getting stuck in my head.
Well, he had to switch to that one because he originally used to come out to the Eye of the Tiger, and he didn't have rights to use Eye of the Tiger. So he switched over to that song.
And then he had another
y'all
song
have
when he
to
came
watch
out under NWO.
On Vice TV. They got a show called The Darker Side of the Ring.
I watched Darker Side of Football and Darker Side of the Ring.
That show is mind blowing. And then A&E, because WWE got rid of their network and merged with NBC or whatever, and so then they got a show on A&E now where it's doing biographies on different wrestlers, and it's not as good as Darker Side of the Ring, but it's still telling the story.
Yeah.
And the story they told on Piper 2 weeks ago, I was just like, damn, he really was crazy as shit.
Yeah, rest his soul.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, we got like 3 minutes left. Let's have a little fun with this after Richard had us be all serious and shit. What everybody drinking on lately? What's the drink of choice lately for everybody?
Bro,
that does drink. I know some may not.
I'm not answering this question. Y'all already know.
Oh, he drinking Zippendale. We forgot. My bad, Richard.
Whatever. You know it ain't no damn Zippendale. Crown and Coke is always gonna be the breakfast of champions.
See, I started wussing out. See, you know how I used to drink. I am backed out now. I've started drinking a beer that I think it's called my father's root beer.
Not my father's root
I've
beer.
had that before. I've had that before.
That's that one, and man, the brown. What's the brown? Man. Go ahead, Sean. I gotta think of the name.
High quality H2O. That's what I drink. I don't drink alcohol.
Hey,
that's my
main. Not to drink alcohol. Something wrong with that bitch.
That's my main drink.
I tell you what, I have drank. There was a time where I believe Van, myself, and James were at an arena football game.
Oh, goodness.
And I think we bought out 2 trays worth of Miller Lite.
Yeah,
and forgot about them. About
Rich was there. Rich was there. Rich was there that night. Yeah, Rich was there that night.
And we had to down all those in less than 4 or 5 minutes before the game was over. Thank God my sink and my toilet were really close because the next day really sucked.
Oh man, I spent a few days sitting on the toilet next to the sink, boy.
You know, honestly, not on the show. James,
just the reason why I don't drink is both my parents were alcoholics, and I seen.
Okay, I get that.
So I may occasionally drink, but I don't do it.
Well, I've never been a heavy drinker. I do it every now and then. Thanks to my dad, who was growing up, every payday, he go get a 6-pack of Schlitz malt liquor, which was some of the nastiest beer ever. And he would open up a can, and me and my sibling would all take a couple sips, and he would take it from us. And because of that, my intolerance is unnecessarily high. And because of me knowing that, I'm like a 2-drink minimum if I go somewhere social. Or I know, like right now, I got a whole bottle of Crown, and I got 3/4 of a bottle of Apple Crown. I've had both of them probably 2-3 months. Barely touch it. I literally give it. Hey, somebody come over. Hey, get it a shot of Crown before you leave, just because I know I'm not gonna drink it.
Just to get rid of it, yep.
Me and Rich used to drink Mad Dog.
Yeah.
Me and Rich used to drink Mad Dog back in the day.
Mad Dog 2020.
Oh, y'all play,
buddy.
Y'all play too much.
Anybody who knows me knows my dad was a functioning drunk. Always had a cup in his hand. It's just in the DNA. All right, we got less than a minute left. Thank you, Big Show. Thank you, Cass. Appreciate y'all coming. We're going to have to get on Troya because she didn't make it.
I just like a woman never show up.
Show, much love to you, man. It's good to see you, man. Much love to you.
Good to see you, too.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. That's our show for today. Please like, subscribe, leave us a comment. Appreciate every one of you that listen and watch the show. As always, stay positive, stay blessed, and we will see you again.